Hi there, welcome back to All Things Home Care. I'm your host, Dana Arnone, and we are joined now by Julia Santiago, who is one of our coordinators here at the company. Hello, Julia.
Hello, Dana.
How are you?
I'm doing great.
Okay, so the reason we have you here is because we've been talking about the company and the different positions that we have internally. I think that it's good for families or anybody listening to know the behind the scenes of a home care company and what really goes into actually taking a patient or a person, a loved one, and bringing them onto service with us. So we had Fran here talking about Medicaid and that kind of stuff. We have Danielle talking about intake and enrollment. So once someone comes, gives us a call, we might apply for Medicaid. They might call up to say they have Medicaid. They go through the process with Danielle, and Danielle's going to talk to them, gather the information about their loved one, their household, pets, things like that. It comes over to you and to Yanni, who's not here. But when that information comes over to you and you're gathering that stuff, you're looking for the right person to care for them. So what exactly happens what is your day like as a coordinator? And be nice. Don't be mean.
So basically what happens is, I contact the family member myself because I need to have, I have that conversation with them after they have. So I ask very similar questions, pets, things of that nature, what kind of care the family member might have. Certain families have specific needs, and then we try to match them up with the appropriate aid that can fulfill those needs.
But you're also trying to keep the expectations realistic with the families, because
Yes,
I hear
definitely.
you, and you're explaining to them the reality. They, in their minds, are thinking one thing, but the reality might be a different thing.
Yes. So, typically what happens, and we hear it a lot, is that they want a fluently speaking aid, American aid. Traditionally, that's not what applies for home health aid. We have a very diverse staff, so we have sure some American, but not very many. And what happens is most people come from other countries. This is America, and they come and they start a new life, and they go to take a course, and they're working people, and they go to work, and they are very capable to do this job, but they have accents. Some of them have thicker accents than others, and but they can definitely fulfill the need of the patient.
The care needs.
Yes, absolutely.
So, but you have an accent.
I do.
What language do you speak?
I speak Spanish and English.
Right. So a lot of the ladies that we have, or even the gentlemen that come on to work with us, are bilingual Spanish home health aides.
Yes.
We also deal with a lot of Haitian home health aides, which speak Creole. So what do you explain to the families, though, when they're calling up and their expectation is someone who speaks like myself, or someone that speaks like Danielle, or even someone that speaks like you? But that's not always the reality. We would like it to be, but it's always not. So how do you present that to them?
Well, I tell them that, I tell them the truth. Unfortunately, not everybody's meant for this job, and that the people that are doing this job take a course. They're very, they're trained into doing it. They can care for their loved one, but they will have an accent, and they're learning. A lot of the home health aides are going to school. It just takes them a little bit to grasp it. Some people have been here for over 10 years and still speak with their native accent, So just to have patience and understand that they are there and they can provide them with the care. It's just will be with an accent.
Okay. So what else is part of your day now? So that's on an intake. So Danielle's going to talk to them, set it up, give it over to you or Yanni to now find the caretaker. And then you speak to the families and what happens.
So we set them up with an aide that can fulfill their staffing needs. Some patients have over 40 hours. Sometimes we have to put multiple people in a home versus just 2. Sometimes it has to be 3 based on the amount of hours that they have.
Because we're trying to lower overtime.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, if a 12-hour a day patient, 7 days a week, they'll have 3 people minimum in the home. Sometimes the patients don't want that, but we have to explain to them why we're doing it.
But we do try to keep the 12-hour cases and the live-ins to 2. We don't always put in 3.
But what's also helpful in how we try to explain it to them is that if everyone is out, you have that backup. And that's very important, because then I'm putting a complete stranger in their home to cover the extra 2 days.
They cover each other.
Yeah, they'll be able to cover each other better when there's 3 people in the home.
Right.
So I do that. I speak to the aides on a daily basis. We have relationships with them that we have to maintain, and because we're constantly calling them, offering them new cases, more hours, more better hours for them.
So in essence, we have 2 clients the aide and the family. So we have to satisfy the needs of both.
Yeah, very much so.
Because it's hard sometimes.
Because what would happen is if they're not satisfied with what they're getting here, they'll go someplace else, and we don't want that.
No.
We want to maintain them.
Yeah, well, we respect the aides that work for us. It's
Absolutely.
a hard job, and we try to, keep them happy, satisfy their goals for their families as well as the family that they're caring for. So you come in the morning and you get hit with someone that calls out. How does that work?
My first phone call is back to the aide to find out why. I need to know. Sometimes it's not a legitimate reason as to why to call out. So depending on what that is and depending on the particular aide, sometimes just that phone call can resolve the issue. Sometimes it doesn't. And then, we're on a frenzy trying to find a replacement. And that's where our relationship and respect comes in with the other aides, because people are more inclined to do a favor for you, to take
Be
a
that
job,
fill-in.
to be that fill-in for that particular day, or go that extra 10 miles that they don't normally do for a job. And a lot of these home health aides travel by public transportation. So it's not so much like I don't want to go 20 miles out of my way. It's going to take me 4 buses to get there.
That's a 2-hour
drive. That's a 2-hour for a 4 or 5 hour case.
But we do try to Uber them if we need them in an emergency. We're very fair to both sides. But then the biggest thing for me, as you know, is communicating that with the family. The family should know immediately, or if not sooner, that sometimes the families do know, because sometimes the aides are calling them before they call us. But we let the family know that we're working very hard to find the replacement. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, and the families have to be understand that we try very hard when someone calls out. It's not our ideal situation, just like it's not theirs. But that'll start your day off on a bad note sometimes.
Yes, you're already behind the 8 ball at that point. And then we're covering the cases for the next day if there's any vacation schedules or emergencies that happen that come out through the day, and staffing for the next week. Always trying to find that consistent aide that's going to continue to go to our case.
Good. And so also you do on-call.
Yes, we
You
do.
have the luxury of doing on-call with me.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so we're 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. On the weekends, I always have backup because I'm the on-call nurse. So I take all the phone calls, and then I have a lovely person, one of the coordinators, helping me mostly for the staffing side of it and the translation side. Because I don't speak another language, and so I do need that help. So the weekends, we always confirm the weekend on the Friday before, so we know that every aide has been assigned, and they know that they're supposed to go. But then there's those things that happen on the weekends. So on the on-call, how is busy? Is it?
It gets busy. It gets hectic in the morning time because we are also worried about their clocking in and out, making sure that they are where they're supposed to be
on time.
Sometimes weekend transportation isn't the best.
Yes.
So no.
That's a whole other episode too.
Yeah, that is. So no fault of their own, they may run a little late, but that's when a communication with the family member to let them know. Maybe an 8 o'clock start on a Sunday might not be the best for anybody.
If they're using public transportation, especially on a Sunday.
Yes.
It's hard.
So, depending on that, we'll have that conversation. And then, sometimes people call out on the weekends because
it's raining outside.
Yeah, it's raining. Yeah, we get that.
We get that a lot.
Yes.
But I like to be on call so that I can help and see what's going on with the aides, because I'm, would you say I'm controlling? Slightly. Maybe.
That's a word.
That's a word. In a good way, in a positive way.
Yes, but you're involved, so
I am
that's
involved.
important.
I will always, it doesn't matter to me. So, okay, so you, as far as a job, it's a stressful job? But it's a rewarding job.
It is stressful, but at the end of the day, I know that when I go home, I've helped
multiple
families.
people.
Yes, and in doing my job too, I've also allowed other people to work. So I feel good.
So they can take care of their
families. They
families.
can take care of their families.
Yeah. So it's stressful, but it also is very rewarding, and you are one of the most patient people, and very kind to the families and talking to them. So I appreciate that myself, because I don't think I could do it all the time, and especially with the aides.
Yeah.
You connect with them on a level that is important for me that I can't connect with them, but you do. So I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, and there's also movement in the office. So there's always, we like to promote from within. So you're moving on to HR after coordination. So that's a promotion for you, and getting into a whole new aspect of the agency and healthcare, because we are growing and we need help in the HR department and recruitment. So that's something that you'll be taking on soon.
Yes.
That's a whole other episode too.
Yeah, that is. And I'll start a relationship with them sooner.
Yes, because you'll get them on when they're interviewing.
Yes.
And one important thing before I let you go, we don't hire everybody.
No.
There's a lot of people that we do turn away because of the level of their language, or there's just not a right fit, or if we find that they're not kind people, they're not really looking to this job, they're just trying to, satisfy whatever their needs are. So you do turn away people.
We do. And we can actually have a whole
Yes.
episode on the do's and don'ts of when you're interviewing, because
I love
people
that.
don't, honestly, they don't know. They come with spouses, children, they show up late, not
Well,
prepared.
I'm hearing you'd like to be another guest. I like that.
I think that we might have to do another episode.
That's good. You're booked.
There you go. That was easy.
Okay, well, I thank you, Julie, and I appreciate everything
you.
that you do for the company. You've been a great asset to us
Thank
you've been here almost 2 years. Right?
Almost 2 years.
Very nice. Oh, long time employee. Yay. Okay, so we're going to say goodbye. This is the ending of our this episode, so I appreciate everybody listening in. You can visit us at RelianceHSSNY.com, or you can call us at 516-308-4840. I'm Dana Arnone. You can find me at extension 203. Danielle, what's your extension?
211.
Julia?
207.
Although you hide a lot. Every call comes from Julia.
It is. Close, Julia.
Everybody's Julia, Julia, Julia. Okay, thanks very much. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Families often find themselves overwhelmed when their loved ones require help to function on a daily basis.
Good morning, Reliance Home Senior Services, where we bring great home care to your home. How may I direct your call?
We at Reliance Home Senior Services are a full-service geriatric agency specializing in home health care in the 5 boroughs and Nassau County. Our services include geriatric care, daily grooming and hygiene, monitoring diet and nutrition, accompanied walks, assistance in taking medications, and case management services. To have our licensed staff maintain quality of life and independent living for your loved one, call 516-308-4840 or visit www.reliancehssny.com. Reliance Home Senior Services. We bring great health care to your home.